Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today we're going to be talking about Ludwig. Maybe a bit of an ominous title. This is not related to Minecraft events or Minecraft. This is based on a video he just posted, and it actually inspired me to get back to a plan that I had to get back to. And I wanted to just talk about it because I'm sure that some of you at least are interested in my personal, experiences or plans, etc. So, if you don't know who Ludwig is, yes, you do. He made a video titled I asked 100 streamers how to be successful, which in disguise is Ultimate Guide to Streaming 2024 edition, which I actually watched the first rendition that he made, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I recall some parts of that. But if you haven't watched this and you are interested in content creation, go give it a watch. It is actually very useful. Even outside of content creation, you could still learn from this if you have other career path options that you want to consider. Either way, we're just going to be talking about content creation and streaming for today because that's probably what most of you are more interested in, even to just listen to, even if you don't actually care about doing something productive. At least this will maybe pique your interest. Ludwig goes on to explain his validity as to why you should listen to him, explain that he is a popular streamer or was a popular streamer, big number, bigger number, better person, whatever. He said that at some point. And then, he explains, if you think of, a streamer, don't always think about here he actually has an image. Don't always think about the Valkyries. Don't always think about the ninjas and Kaisenats. Think about now I'll be completely honest, and this is not meant to be disrespectful, forgot the name of this guy, but think of the number 10,000, that was it. Number 10,000 biggest streamer who averages 200, average viewers, etc. Which for successful streamer, because this is still a full-time streamer, they actually make this a full-time job. When you think of streaming and you want to become a streamer, this is probably what you're most likely to become. You're most likely, if you actually stick to the grind, to become a 200 viewer or 300 viewer Andy, just a ballpark number. I mean, it could be higher, it could be lower, where you're still full-time, but you're not in the big leagues necessarily. But yeah, this is a very nice example, very good example, and very much something that is important to note. That obviously someone like Ludwig will be much more keen to understand, I guess, or much more likely to understand and present, because he's obviously made it already, so he knows what it's like. To put this example forward and really give some insight into what streaming is actually like and what is actually realistic. Something that he does say a lot in this video is delusion. You shouldn't be delusional, or is it delusion? I don't know. One of the two. Shouldn't be too delusional. Okay, don't think that if I go stream right now and I've never streamed before, I'm gonna have 100 viewers. Obviously, I mean that's normal. But either way, he goes into saying this before I write this down, and actually I did write this down, and I'm gonna show you that in a bit. And he talks about his comparisons here. Thanks for the ad, whatever this is. And then eventually he just explains a bit more about it. I guess YouTube is scaring me away from their platform. So let's get to this. Can I just press that? Perfect. Okay. Content goals 2024 and beyond. Inspired by Ludwig, obviously. This is something I always have had in the back of my mind, and I've had this in the back of my mind since I would say at least the beginning of last year. I was just lazy and did not commit to it. This year, I have found the motivation to commit to it, also because things have been going a little bit better, both personal life and online, so it's a bit more doable to actually commit to something like this. But yeah, this video that Ludwig posted kind of fueled the fire. It kind of sparked the fire to talk about it at least, and try to come up with a plan. And this is not something that you guys will get involved with, but I want it to be transparent. Transparency is good. To at least talk to you guys about what I will try to do. Starting off with goals. Goals in short term are to produce content every day, preferably streamed. And I've maybe said this already, but my 2024 New Year's resolution, I had one New Year's resolution, which is a simple one, to stay productive, and it was to do at least 2 out of 4 tasks every single day. And the 4 tasks that I would have to pick from would be to stream, to make a mogul mail like this, to work on my main channel video for the week, or to work on Block Wars. Now, obviously, for those of you who follow my Twitch and watch my streams, etc., you'll notice that I mainly have kind of not really done too well on the streaming side of things. I have pretty much every single day worked on Block Wars, at least, which is good. But I also need to prioritize myself sometimes. And as much as I love Block Wars and I really want it to succeed, I need to not forget to also care for myself. So I will try to at least stream a bit more often and then sacrifice some Block Wars working hours as long as I plan things out properly. Working on main channel, I've done a weekly video every single day now. So at least the month of January, I have succeeded in my task. I did cut it very close most recently with the Fall Guys video, which I finished and then posted 2 hours after I finished it, which is a little bit too tight of a deadline because I didn't even post it that like early in the day. It was like 7 or 8 p.m. So gonna have to try to do it more consistently. I just kind of didn't have anything prepared, and I didn't want to just do Among Us again because I have a backlog of Among Us content to work with, but I don't want to post the same thing back to back pretty much. So that is more transparency on that. And I also, as you might have noticed, I've made a Mogul Mail somewhat consistently as well. However, and we'll get to that near the end, that I'm going to have to talk about that. Also, another thing that I would like to do in the short term in terms of producing content is to start producing clips at a consistent pace. That is another thing that Ludwig mentioned in his video that I've always suggested other streamer friends of mine to do, and I've always not done it myself, and this is something I'm very guilty of. I know a lot about content creation. I'm actually I would say I'm pretty like advanced in terms of knowledge on how content creation works, how streaming works, and what could make you successful. I just never apply it to myself. I always give the info out to people because I want to help my friends, I want to help everyone succeed, and I want to bring everyone along in terms of success. But I never do it myself, which is just kind of stupid. I don't know why. Probably because I'm lazy. Let's be completely real. Probably because I'm lazy. But it's a little bit like, not embarrassing, but embarrassing is the first word that came to mind, so I'm just going to use it. A little bit embarrassing that I'm so willing to share information with my friends and then not use it for myself. It's like, what's stopping you, man? What is stopping me? I know the answer. I forgot to write it down in this presentation, but I know the answer. Which is mostly my living situation. My parents are great, but my house is a little bit noisy, so I only have a very small window of time where I can actually stream at like a normal like volume or like a fun like entertaining volume without having to whisper, which is the main problem. Either way, and then the second large the second large goal in the short term is to be more productive by planning properly. Now, like I said, I have a very simple goal that I set for 2024 with doing 2 out of 4 tasks every single day. And I've consistently done that. I've actually, in the beginning, used to do 3 of those every single day. I don't think I've ever done all 4 on the same day, but I used to try to actually do 3 of those every single day, then went back to 2 because, I don't want to push it too much. I would have fixed it by just streaming, but I didn't. I couldn't, or at least I probably could have, but I just very poorly planned my time and just wasn't able to anymore. So yeah, I want to try to plan a bit more properly. And in terms of streaming with the newer change for this year of doing variety content, it is a lot more possible for me to at least find something to stream. One big issue I used to have when I was strictly a Minecraft creator was that I always was struggling to find something to stream. I didn't want to just log on like a minigame server and just play minigames, because that wasn't that fun. I was kind of, I'm not pretending like to have fun. Like I'm still enjoying some parts of it, but it is not consistently fun to do. Whereas something like Fall Guys, I think I could, it's something I very recently started with. I think I could stream that maybe like once or twice a week. It could be a full stream, could be half a stream, and I would actually have like fun. As much as a game can be frustrating, it's at least entertaining to me to play, and thus, if it's entertaining for me, chances are it'll be more entertaining to the audience as well, is at least my thought process behind it. And I will also try to incorporate other games slowly over time to make sure that we have like a catalog of games that I can just kind of always pick something, and it will always be fun. That's my goal, at least. But we'll see if that actually succeeds. We'll find out, I guess. Long term, I also have 2 main points. The first point is becoming a full-time content creator productively and financially. In terms of time, right now, I am technically a full-time content creator. I don't have a job. I don't go to school. I have pretty much all the time every single day to do content creation, but I don't do that. There's multiple reasons for that. One, my living situation, and following that, my sleep schedule overlapping with my living situation gives me a very short window of time to work in. And also, before anyone suggests, fixing my sleep schedule is not gonna, making my sleep schedule normal for Europe isn't gonna, make it any better, because then I'm just kind of isolating myself from my friend groups, etc., and I will pretty much never get to talk to them again. So I would rather not do that. Either way. To be completely transparent, because I want to, be transparent. As much as I am, in terms of time, a full-time content creator, productively I am not, obviously. And financially, I am especially not. I'm not going to pretend and say that the money I make from content creation is even close to be able to, live off of if I were to live by myself. Thankfully, I live with my parents, and they are very supportive of what I do. And I also do give back to them. I'm not leeching, obviously. I cook consistently, and I'm actually very talented at cooking. And I've also proven to them that I have picked up skills from making content and from hosting block wars that are actually valuable, where I've talked to my mom about it, and if streaming or content creation were to not succeed, the skills I've picked up will already be sufficient to be able to apply for a proper job, if that were to be necessary. Regardless, the second point, or actually, the first point, part B, is my main focus is hopefully going to be on streaming. I know it might sound a little bit silly considering what I've done so far, which is not stream a lot, but I really would love to be a more consistent streamer. I just have to gradually transition into doing that. I can't just start doing daily streams right away, because I don't know if a sudden change like that is something that I can just adjust to very quickly. Also because I have too many things going on at once, and I can't just drop any of those things suddenly. The only thing I could technically drop suddenly is the Mogul Mail channel, but I don't really want to do that. We'll slow down on that probably. Either way. And then the second big point on long term is that I would like for the Blockware staff team to be able to get paid as consistently as possible. Now, this is obviously not something that relates to me, but it is still something I care about. To clarify, all the Blockware staff are volunteers, and they have agreed upon this upon joining the staff team. So if anyone is curious, no, nobody's getting quote-unquote scammed, because I've seen people talk about that before, privately and publicly, or not getting scammed part, but the whole it's volunteering, blah blah blah, whatever. We would obviously like to get the staff team to receive money for the work they do, and the goal is to make that as consistent as possible. This is not something I am going to be very much responsible for, but it is something I will actively be involved with. Whether that is getting sponsors, whether there's something else, who knows. Either way, that's the first point. Now to inspiration. This one is a little bit vague, which is why YouTube and streaming is a category and other is a category, because in Ludwig's video, he says your main inspiration in terms of streaming should be people you like and can somewhat imitate, pretty much. Where he said, a thing he mentioned as an example is if you like Tens and Kaide, but you don't play Valorant, then obviously they shouldn't be your inspiration because you don't play Valorant. So if that's what you want to, if you want to just play Valorant and that's all you do, then that doesn't really work. Either way, let's get into my inspirations. YouTube and streaming. This one, like I said, categorized because the qualities that I take from the people that I wrote down can apply to either YouTube or streaming, and it's kind of a thing that it should be a consistent factor in both stream and the YouTube content, which, to be fair, the YouTube content would probably come from streaming. But regardless, Ludwig, I put down, ironically, he is the person who inspired me to make this video and to make this presentation, But also, he's also someone I've watched for years now, and he's a main inspiration for content creation, especially in streaming, and also just, the main point I wrote down is his ability to turn anything into entertaining content. This doesn't just apply to Ludwig. There's other creators who have come up with video and stream ideas that actually translate very well to content that you wouldn't immediately think of. Something that comes to mind is, for example, Small8. As much as he's known for Nintendo and for Minecraft and whatever, he was also known for the pencil sharpening thing. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's a creative thing to do. I think that's pretty cool. So, yeah, we'll see how possible that is. Obviously, a catch there is that I am something. I'm someone who has not revealed their face, and I don't plan to do it very soon. We might go into like some point this year. Maybe we'll look into getting a mask or getting whatever to be able to still do IRL content. But appearing on camera is not something I am necessarily ready for. So yeah, we'll see what's possible. But one thing, like I said, that Ludwig really that I really value from watching Ludwig, and something I can very quickly pick up, is just anything that he does, he can turn into entertaining content. Which I think is a quality from just being a variety content creator and a variety gaming content creator. I don't plan to like actually do everything that Ludwig does, because he does a lot, but I would like to at least learn from experience to play any game and make it fun, and hopefully make it consistently fun between every game, have a factor that's in every video that makes it entertaining. I assume that would be me. But as much as I think I can be a very entertaining person, I have not proven it yet to be to be able to be creative across like pretty much every game that I play, is my main thought behind that. Secondly, there's a combination here of inspirations, because they provide the same value but in a different way, which is Hivemind, a channel that I previously mentioned of like content creators I like to watch. They're like a music and arts, I guess, sometimes related channel. If you haven't checked out Hivemind and you like entertaining content with funny bits, you would probably enjoy Hivemind, so at least give it a shot. And then the second one is Fitz. Now, the Fitz one is maybe a little bit awkward, because Fitz is my original inspiration, but more recently I haven't enjoyed Fitz's content as much, because I think maybe it's just because the content hasn't really evolved much over the past like 5 years or so, whereas Hivemind, maybe they also haven't evolved much over the past couple of years. I've only watched them for like a year now, so it's a bit different. I guess it's just a more fresh like type of content for me. Either way, the value that I take away from both of them is that they make comedy-based content with consistent, memorable bits. And something that I actually have said in the past, and I don't know if I said this publicly, and I don't know if anyone would remember, but something I would have loved to be able to do is to make Minecraft-related content like how Fitz makes content. And now, if you haven't watched Fitz, you might be confused, likely. The way Fitz used to make content, or makes content, whatever, I haven't really watched them recently, is they play, usually CSGO, with a group of funny people, and they just record pretty much anything, and then you just take the best clips and turn that into a video. Obviously, that takes a lot of time. Fitz used to be known for having a terrible upload schedule. He probably still does. So I would be a bit more restricted in that. Hopefully, eventually I could create a group, find a group, join a group, etc. of people like that, like Fitz, where you just have a funny group of people and just stream consistently. Where I guess now it would make more sense to say Smitty would be the inspiration, because I also do really like Smitty, and he is related to Fitz in terms of content. But Fitz is the main person I used to watch and the main person I used to be inspired by. And now it's Hivemind, but Hivemind doesn't do gaming content. They do like commentary-ish, I guess. It's not really commentary. They're just funny. So yeah, that's my inspiration for that. And then the other category is 6 people. Now, there's a very big range of people, as you may have been able to tell. I should probably here. Can I? Oh, well, that is not what I wanted to do. Can I go back? Can I go back? Okay, there we go. I can't I can't select things. Either way, the other category is 6 people, Moist Critical, the group, or it's not 6 people, 6 channels. Moist Critical, the group, Schlatt, Sleepy, Binging with Babish, and I'm Dante. Now, these people are people I would say I'm more influenced by than I am inspired by them. Something that I've always been good at, I guess, it depends on if you consider it a quality, is I've been able to adapt other people's like mannerisms pretty well into my own personality, I guess. This used to be a very big factor with techno, obviously, for some of you who've been around for a while. You'll know this, that I used to sound like techno quite a lot, and I used to talk like techno quite a lot. And that was just because I used to watch him so much to the point where like I kind of evolved into him, if that makes any sense. Where now, because I watch a little bit more of a varied selection of creators, these aren't all people I watch. Well, everyone besides Sleepy is people I watch, respectfully. But yeah, I feel like every single channel here, or every person, or every whatever, has like an element of entertainment, behavior, mannerism, etc. that I feel like I have at least adapted previously into what I do, or something I reference to, or something like that. Yeah, I mean, like Moist Critical, I think something he does that I really that I think is really funny is he's kind of like a random. He has the randomness where like out of nowhere he'll just say something and it'll be funny. He like puts like weird references into what he like talks about, and I think that's funny. And I mean, I do that sometimes, not nearly as consistently as Charlie does, but I still do it. And I think that's something I would like to continue trying to do. It's weird because, like I said, in Ludwig's video, he talked about like you should try to imitate people. I don't actively try to, it just kind of naturally happens, so I still wanted to include it. But it's before anyone thinks like, oh, so you're a wannabe Moist Critical. Oh, so you're a wannabe Schlatt. No, not really. I'd love to be like as widely recognized as a creator as them. That would be great. But I don't actively try to imitate pretty much anyone unless I'm like specifically doing like a bit where I'm like doing like an impression of someone. Where obviously in past Mogul Mails I've done like hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, or like whatever, a Moist Critical bit probably at some point, like whoa yeah baby, something like that, right? Obviously. Either way, yeah, every single person here does something that I think is funny to watch, and I guess I have at least partially adapted it into the way I do content. Next up, why? Why do I want to do streaming and content creation? This is also part of the Ludwig video. I've always wanted to go into a creatively involved career. Now, this is a bit wide, broad, is that the right word? I don't know. It's there's a big range of things that you could consider in this, and I mean it's true because there's a big range of things that I wanted to do and have done and have attempted. Obviously right now it's content creation, social media, whatever you want to call it, mainly gaming and streaming and YouTube, which I think is its own niche for the most part. But I have also previously attempted being an artist in terms of drawing. I used to draw when I was in like middle school or late middle school, early high school. I used to draw quite a lot, and I was actually pretty good at it. I just kind of stopped one day, so that was a thing. Always wanted to make music, still want to make music. It's just something that I probably shouldn't like put a lot of time into because it wouldn't really make sense. But I used to make songs with my friends as a joke, and they were not good, but it was fun, and I had a good time. So I would love to do that again at some point, but it might not be the right time for it just yet. What else have I tried? I wanted to try acting at some point. I used to have acting class in school, and I really like put my all into it, and it was really fun. But I don't really plan to be an actor. unless a movie wants me to cast in it, I'll take it. If you pay me, I'll take it. But yeah, these are all things that I might further go into the future if I have like a certain basis at least of success from content creation where it's worth diverting my time into something like music or into something like acting or whatever. But for now, we'll probably just stick to streaming. So, would I want to be a streamer? Streaming's fun. I mean, you know, interacting with people in chat is fun, and playing games and being silly is fun, and it's just fun. It's a good time. I enjoy myself, and it feels like I'm at least doing something useful with my time, and it's good. It's a good thing to do. I like it. Interacting with people involved and inspired, or acting with involved and inspired people online is fun. This might be a bit confusing. What I'm talking about is people who are passionate about either content creation and watching content, or watching the game you're playing, or watching the topic you're talking about. Mainly this applies to my Mogul Mail channel, which is one of the reasons I really liked doing that a lot, at least in the past. It's kind of been like... is it depleting the right word? The fun has been decreasing a little bit just because things have slowed down in terms of the topics I talk about. But it's super fun to talk with people who care about what you're talking about or what you're doing, and interacting with them is just good. It's a nice back and forth that is healthy, and I think that's nice. Like I said, I want to express my creativity. I feel like I'm a pretty creative person. I have silly ideas, and I want to try silly ideas, and I like being funny. I mean, there's another point. I love being silly. I like comedy. I like funny and goofy, and I want to do that. So it seems like something that fits my personality and what I'm actually like, and it's fun to be able to just put that on the internet and people watch it and have a good time. This is how I think of it, okay? Also, make cool things. Ludwig put that in his video as well. I also want to make cool things. Probably not anytime soon, but like it'd be cool to host something like insane. And I mean, Block Wars is kind of already that. It's a cool thing that I help make and also organize and am responsible for, at least partially. It's cool, but there's other things that are also cool, so maybe we'll do more than that. But for now, it's Block Wars, I guess. Cool thing. Love it. I want to do something that I can be proud of. That's also a very big, important thing. And it kind of links with the final point. I want to do something different and succeed in it. And content creation suits me as a person, suits my personality and my interests. And if I were to succeed in this field, which I am passionate about, I really want to do that. If I were to succeed, I would be extremely happy, and I would be proud. My parents would be proud. It would be great. So I would love to be able to make it. You know, it would be great. But that's going to take some effort, and I need to just get off my ass and actually do it. And I don't want a normal career yet. The cookie cutter, like, standard basic route, which there's nothing wrong with this route, is you go to school, you go to college or university, you finish you get your degree, and then you go into a job at like the age of 24, and it's just like at the age of 24 is like you're still so young. Like there's so much you can do still. So like what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably try content for like maybe a couple more years until either I get sick of it or my parents get sick of it, or unless things just don't work out, then I mean obviously I will just stop. I'm not going to live in a delusional world and keep going when things are obviously not going my way. I mean, before my 30s, I'll probably have at least decided on a career, which means that by the age of like 25, if content creation hasn't worked out, I'll probably just go back to school and university and just do something else. But hopefully, I mean, getting to the age of 25, I still have like 3.5 years, 4 years to not fail. So hopefully within 3.5 years, we'll have something. I think right now things are looking good, but you never know. So I don't want a normal career yet, and that's that. Final point, what's going to change? I mean, not really that much. For now, the weekly main channel uploads won't change. I want to try to continue doing that. I think that's important to have my main channel be consistently given attention to, and consistently produce content. And it doesn't take too much of my time. It also makes sure that I don't get too lazy. And I have a goal that actually makes me more motivated to get a video done, which is just post one video a week. Very simple, one video a week, and I can do that for now. So I will try my best to keep doing that. And once I, more near the middle and, the summer of this year, it might get more difficult because I will be traveling a little bit. But we'll still try to pull it off. That we might take a little break for a couple. We might skip a couple of uploads near the summertime, but we'll see. Hopefully not, but maybe. We'll see. Things that will change right away is that the Mogul Mail channel, the current channel you're watching, the Wolfeei's channel, will have less uploads. And the reason is because, especially recently, I've more been posting videos just to make something, to just upload something, rather than making a video because I necessarily have a good idea or I really want to. Not saying that I'm not enjoying making the Mogul Mails that I've recently made, like the what if this person joins MCC type of videos. But it's not content I am super proud of, and I will admit that the quality of those videos isn't really super high. I'm not really providing too much value to the content, and it's kind of repetitive. You kind of hear the same thing over and over. So we'll still make videos. Or I'll still make videos on this channel, but it'll slow down. I'll probably not upload almost every day or once every other day. It'll probably be closer to, well, I mean, there's not really going to be a set time or a set frequency of videos. But whenever something's happening, I'll try to make a Mogul Mail about it, so it's at least something interesting to talk about. And, I don't want to waste anyone's time, so that's that. Also, things that are soon to change, when possible, is that I will try to have more consistent streams. And I know this is now the third time, I think, that I've said this, because I said this was going to be a thing for January, and then I streamed, I think, for 2 or 3 days in a row, or something like that, and then I just haven't streamed since the last time I streamed. So we'll see if I can pick it up. I really will try. I just need to properly plan my time a bit more. And also, whenever possible, I'll start to upload clips. Ludwig said in his video that getting 1 clip per stream should be your goal. I would rather try to build up a catalog of clips to work with, and then post those for at least a little bit, so I have something to fall back on if I don't find a fun clip or whatever, right? So yeah, that is pretty much going to be it. Thank you all for watching. There we go. Back to the, shut up, freaking whatever. Yeah, so that's the content goals, 2024 and beyond, inspired by Ludwig. Let me know your thoughts, I guess, and actually, if you have any goals, feel free to leave them in the comments below as well. I'll read the comments. At least I'll try my best to read them consistently. And yeah, that'll be it for today. Also, side note, maybe this video will be up in time for this, but I will be live when this video is up. Or at least I will be live at 8 p.m. my time. I don't think this video, I feel like most people who are currently watching this probably will watch this after the stream has ended, but I will just have streamed Among Us, so if you want to watch an Among Us VOD, feel free to go to the Twitch channel. It'll be up there probably. Either way, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.